What is a really important way to structure your dashboards to really make sure like everyone's on the same note? Like, how do you create those actionable insights to say, hey, this is where I need to go next? How do you end up creating those?
So to me, I always like to go from taking a top-down approach. I don't know if you've heard of the pirate funnel.
Mm-mm, I haven't.
It's called the pirate funnel because the initials spell out R. So basically, A is for awareness. The second A is acquisition. The third A is activation. Then the first R is revenue. Then we have retention, and then finally we have referrals. Right. So on awareness, you have all your metrics related to social media reach. Yeah, basically how many people like interact, like touched your brand, right? Saw something related to your brand. Then on activation, we have how many people visited your site and how many leads were you able to acquire. And
Yeah.
then we have activation, basically the next step of the funnel, which is from those leads that you have, how many of them interacted with your app? Now that they're your, how many of them, reacted to your email marketing, came back to your website, maybe downloaded a free guide or started using your app as a free user. And then finally, we have revenue, which is obviously how many of them have purchased. Then retention, how many of them repurchased next month. And then referral, which is basically how many of those clients brought in new clients, right? So I always like to first explain this to my clients because that's how I structure dashboards. Or I always go from like, start talking about awareness, and then we end up until the deepest part of the funnel. So for me, the most important part is organizing your dashboard from the biggest metrics all the way down to the smallest one. So
Yeah.
revenue or retention. So that's my first approach, like very, very general approach.